We are here to rock your world. Join me for Pleiadian Pick Me Up, a power up for your heart and soul, where we'll team up with the Pleiadians to tackle things that are bringing us down and things that could be better in our lives. This is Pleiadian Pick Me Up. This episode is being brought to you by the Galactic Councils of Light, healing humanity one star seed at a time. Thank you for listening. Take care. Hello, friends. Hello. And welcome to a special episode of the show. This is a new little series I'm calling... Make sure I get my gadget straight. A new little series I'm calling Pleiadian Pick Me Up. Well, we're calling it. It's their idea. He just brought it to me. But I'm recording this on the Sunday before the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. This is obviously a timeless episode. You can benefit from this at any time, but this is kind of an odd time of year right now, depending on where you're at. In the northern hemisphere, it's right after Samhain, kind of this in between Samhain and the winter solstice time period. So in the other hemisphere, the southern one, you just had Beltane moving into the summer solstice. But regardless, there is a big energy, I feel like, of uncertainty. And if we stick with the lunation that's coming up, this eclipse, and I'm just kind of walking around the land around me as we're filming or recording this, just trying to get a sense for the land. But the purpose of this episode is to bring in the Pleiadians, to bring in some levity and some joy to what I feel like is in the collective, or at least the collective listening to this right now, like a feeling of uncertainty about what's to come. No doubt, I mean, we're coming off of a very intense past couple of years with everything that's going on around the globe. And I want to talk more about this. So let's welcome in new listeners to the show, my returning family, new family members to the channel. Before we start going on about this, I want to wrap us all in love light and light love and invite in the guides that overlight this show. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron. I also have Archangel Haniel coming in, as well as the Pleiadians and whoever else joins us along the way. These are meant to be a little bit of a little shorter episode to help you with balancing out your energy. So I'm going to just set the intention that the Pleiadians join me, and that are what we are going to want to accomplish here. The intention for this episode is to bring some levity and some healing and some guidance around this feeling of uncertainty of what's to come. Obviously, this is fueled by my own kind of sense of the same thing, just me personally. It's like you're not being shown too far ahead or too far in advance of where you're at now, what's to come. Although the guys that are here keep talking about, there's so many blessings yet to come. And we know blessings come in many forms, large and small. And we've talked about in past shows getting that confidence of being like receiving smaller blessings that will help you maybe build your confidence towards knowing that bigger blessings are on the way so that you can relax and have fun. And the Pleiadians are all about fun and joy and very high vibe. And the way that they help release and rebalance energy is through like childlike play, fun, laughter, not so much the deep shadow work that you may be used to of, tears and releasing fears and all of that. So it's a little bit of a different headspace to get into, but as they come into the show here, I want them to just direct my words and actions to kind of help drive in a sense of calm and feeling certain that all is going to be fine. So I just reach out to the guides, the Pleiadians, like, what do you want me to focus on? They want me to kind of, have you also invite them into your space and your place and your being, like it's a unity consciousness kind of thing. Because we're all kind of feeling each other's collective angst and uncertainty, it feels a little amplified right now as well. And they're saying that makes it feel even more imbalanced when it doesn't have to be. And obviously they've had me come outside to film this show, which is a message we're constantly getting about getting outdoors more. I do feel these things lighten up a little bit when I'm outdoors, and a lot of it is because the energy around where you live could also be intensified by other people around you, and when that gets trapped in buildings and stuff, then it's just amplified even more. So how can we lighten our energy? So part of it, they're saying, is like get out and have some fun. So they're showing me, I'm just walking around kind of where I live, and they're showing me this billboard, and it's written in kind of like, the font is very like that Comic Sans Serif font, but it's a place, it's a advert for a restaurant that's really kind of fun, right up the street from where I live, and it's saying you're only seconds away from real Texas barbecue at Rudy's Barbecue. So it's okay to get out and have more fun and to allow yourself to just experience. This is just tails on the message that we delivered in the previous episode about allowing yourself to experience more joy in the moments that are around you. And they also have me picking up trash. Oh, that's more the nature elementals of this place. But I did just pick up a piece of like a paper, and it was like a Christmas print on a piece of paper, and it said sold. So at least in the northern hemisphere, we're coming into that holiday season. I don't know, I guess they celebrate that too everywhere, so depending on where you're at. Like the holiday season is coming on, and that joy of that time of year. So maybe it feels too soon to celebrate Christmas. Like when it was August, I wanted to celebrate Samhain and Halloween already. So it's not too soon to get into that feeling of the holiday season and to start listening to maybe some holiday music. And start, even if you don't celebrate, like not everyone I know celebrates Christmas because they think it's a commercial holiday or whatever, but maybe you celebrate the winter solstice or Hanukkah or any of those holidays or traditions or whatever you want to call them, like, just don't mind my words, but whatever you want to call them, where more light is coming in and hope and faith. Like, I noticed on the calendar that like Hanukkah starts really early this year, like at the end of November, and I was very surprised by that. I think this is last year, it was started really late, like in December. So we have all of these things coming up to help bring us more into the light. And of course, once the solstice gets here, we're definitely on the lighter side of things. It's just this weird, odd time now between when you're hearing this and the next big light-filled activity, which is not necessarily the winter solstice. It's that solar eclipse in December, which is right before that. Like, December is just this magical light-filled month. And the best advice, I guess, is what always kind of brings me some sort of comfort is releasing what you can't control. You can't control outcomes. You can't control anything that's in your destiny that's coming to you. Destiny being another word for your soul's blueprint or your soul contract, whatever you created before you came into this lifetime. Source and spirit and your guides are all here to help you get to those marker points and destinations on your soul contract, your soul blueprint. You trying to fight it or resist it, like, it's not going to help you at all. It's going to make things harder. We also are getting a lot of messages right now, which may be a little confusing, because I guess it's just more confirmation of what we already know. But it's this coming up from this eclipse, this lunar eclipse in about a week, about still continuing to release things that no longer serve you. Even though some things you may feel like you've been releasing for quite some time now. Like, I was getting these messages today about, well, you know this and this is over and you need to release it. And I'm like, yeah, I've been releasing that for quite some time now. But with every portal and every lunation and every eclipse, it's a time to reaffirm things that you feel are no longer in your highest good and to release those. So it's not that like you haven't been doing the work, and I think that's part of maybe where uncertainty can come in too. It's like, why do you keep telling me this when I've already been doing it? It's like every portal, every illumination, until you get to your manifestation, you have to continue to affirm and reaffirm things that you're letting go of, things that you know are no longer good for you, and just continue to call in that which is really, they're saying, just being drawn to you. So I'm not sure. I think the Pleiadians today, like, they're not really amping me up so much. It feels more like a quiet energy where they want you to just kind of get outdoors and be contemplative, and enjoy the natural surroundings. And they are showing me, okay, the other day I was walking my dog over here and she like ripped a whole dead bush out of the ground, like a really big like rosemary plant. It was dead. Like, there used to be tons of rosemary around here. And I guess it all died in the freeze. Oh, look at this. It all died in the freeze. And so she pulled up like this huge piece of like dead rosemary bush and she was like shaking it all over the place. And it's like strewn all over the place now, like out here. It just reminds me of her. But I did just pick up a piece of one of the things she had broken off. And the rosemary has such beautiful, twisted, big, these were very established plants. And they had very big twisted branches. And this one that I picked up has these pretty little mushrooms growing on it. So enjoying things, the big and the small. Like, I might even bring this into my house as like a little decoration. Trying to find things for this time of year to boost your spirits. Like, I haven't done any decorating for the holidays. I have 2 little Christmas trees I want to put up, and I told my son, when should we put up our Christmas decorations? So he said, we kind of agreed on the day after Thanksgiving. So I think there will be, so finding little things to look forward to also. That good things are coming. Like, you can only control yourself and how you show up to these things. Do you want to show up to your life in an anxious state? Or do you want to show up in a state, because anxiety is a lower energy in the solar plexus, like in the lower chakras of uncertainty. And when you're in an uncertain state, that means you don't trust that source and your guides and everything are working for your best and highest good and are working on your behalf. And if you can move that uncertainty up to love, you have to move it like to the heart and higher. So when we're talking about working with energy, any feelings of uncertainty and fear or anxiety, and believe me, I have them. I've had them this morning. So I'm just speaking here from personal point of view as well. But you have to be able to command your mental body and your emotional body. And okay, it's okay to recognize there's some anxiety about what's to come. That's fine. But let's take control of those emotions and let's move them to the heart and higher. What does that mean, move them to the heart and higher? Move them into love for the present moment, for what's around you. Move them into your throat chakra, which is kind of creational energy. So for me, whenever I'm feeling kind of a little off, it helps to come talk to you guys and to do like an episode and to emote and to speak and to create with my voice. So what can you do to create through the upper chakras, through your third eye, visualizing your best and brightest outcomes, dreaming what you think is possible for you? And through your crown chakra, it's bringing in the trust in the divine and trust in God and trust that everything is going to be fine. Even if you can't see it, even if you don't know exactly what it's going to be, it just goes back to our story from the last episode. So Pleiadians, what do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to talk about? They're like, you're doing it. Just keep going. So I almost get the sense that like Angelic Reiki, we do Starseed Reiki here on the show too, but I almost get the sense that as I'm speaking to you guys, the angelic frequencies that are here and the starseed frequencies of the Pleiadians are coming in and just performing a little starseed and angelic Reiki on us to help raise our spirits a little bit. And that through my master eyes and my vibration of me being outdoors and loving what I'm seeing, that all kind of like downloads in a sense, or is felt by you all through me. Kind of like when you hear somebody say like, I'm living vicariously through your vacation or whatever. This would be very similar to that. So let me see. All right. So these little pick-me-up episodes are meant to be short and sweet to help you when you're not feeling your best. And so I just want you to like release resistance to any healing that's coming through that's meant to help you raise your vibration. Because typically as a word weaver or as a we're calling it a word weaver. Like we're using words that are of a higher vibration as well as tones and inflections in my voice to help you raise up. Now, the other thing that I almost forgot about is this is a service that I offer individually, and folks have been reaching out to book sessions, and I'm very grateful for that and thankful for that. I love working one-on-one with clients. All of my session work is via audio or possibly video. I don't do too many videos. I can do video, but audio sessions. So you don't have to be there in person. You can just email me. My email is in my show notes. I'll also put up, I have not on my website yet put up the descriptions of my services. I was kind of revamping my services. But Pleiadian Pick Me Up is a service that I offer. It's a 45-minute audio session. It's on special right now. You can check out, I'll put that in the description of this show or in the notes of this show. But something tailored specifically for you and to your situation. We'll bring in the Archangels and the Pleiadians. We'll do a little bit of healing. And we'll do whatever we're guided to do to help you raise your vibe. And it can be tailored to whatever's you most need. Or, we work it out via email, like all of that good stuff. So I'm going to end this here. I'm just going to check in and see if there's anything. We're saying, nope, that's it. So if you are in need of that, and some personalized time, please reach out. And otherwise, I'm hoping through. Oh, they want to bring in some light language. See, you gotta always stay to the end. Make sure you stay to the end. So I'm gonna bring in a little Pleiadian light language. And these are part of sessions too, is light language. If the guides determine that that's something that you require. So let's do the light language and then we will end this. So definitely any Pleiadian light language that comes through helps clear, but also helps bring joy and upliftment. It's very fast if you've never heard it before. Usually they're bringing in key codes and unlocking things within your structural DNA that you need to move forward on your path. But let's just see what comes through here. So let's take a deep breath and try to be in a receptive state for this. I'm not like moving about. And let's just see what comes through. Okay, so take a deep breath. So the light language happens very quickly, but what that was, just so you kind of know what was happening there, if you couldn't necessarily tell, was the very first few a little bit of tones were a clearing, because I felt a lot of the light language coming in to clear out what no longer served you. And we talk a lot about the violet fire, but they usually, when they don't tell us to invoke like a violet flame or something, they usually take these energies that we're releasing off planet, and the angels deal with those up in the angelic realms to transmute them. Then what came in was light language for confidence, to help build your confidence in knowing that everything's going to be fine, even though you may feel uncertainty or think that things are uncertain or you can't see your way forward completely yet. Just building some confidence up. It was a lot of solar plexus right there, and then some grounding at the end with those last few tones. And I will say that on this channel, another one of the videos that gets quite a bit of play is the fairy light language for confidence, which is also in my recent uploads. You just kind of have to scroll through them on YouTube. I don't know if that is on my podcast or not, but so confidence building. And it's not it is confidence, like the lower part of confidence, like, oh, I can get this job done, but it's more like confidence in a higher power. That is, and something just fell out of the sky here as I was walking, like seemingly out of nowhere. It's like leaves are falling, but there's no trees. Oh my God, that's crazy. Like something, like leaves just came down out of the sky, but the trees are not around. The trees are like further off. Wow. So it's like blessings. They were like golden colored leaves too. And the trees are farther off, but it's almost like the leaves just kind of came, and then a dragonfly is just flying by. So you guys, we're going to be fine. Even if it feels a little weird right now, just breathe into it. Reach out if you'd like some personalized support. Email me, and We will see you all again in our next episode, which is going to be specifically about this full moon eclipse coming up. So we'll see you again soon. Take care.